Hello, all my wealth babes and budget dolls. Welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of how to make your faith-based dashboards for your savings challenges. Welcome. If you are new here, my name is Irene. I started a budget supplies business from the ground up, and I'm showing everyone how I did it. So if you want to start your business and you need a one-stop shop, here you go. So an update, in our last video, we went ahead and we did a tutorial on how to make dashboards. I did go ahead and make a fourth one because I did not want to waste any paper. I could have duplicated one, but I don't need one of the same. So I just went ahead and made a fourth one. As usual, you can find all of these in the link in our Google Drive. Make sure that you're signing up for the Soft Wealth Collective. Sign up for our email list so that you can get all of our weekly scriptures, be the first one to get freebies and member sales and everything Wealth Babe related. Okay, so let's get into it. So we made all of our savings challenges. We are going to individually save these as PNGs, or you can go ahead and save them all as a PNG. However, they will be saved as a zip file, and you will have to unzip them, and then you'll have to kind of copy and paste them out. It's just kind of simpler to just do it individually, but you can live your life the way that you see fit to live it. Okay, so we're going to go here, and we're going to type in letter portrait. Here it is right here. Then we'll go ahead and we'll resize. We'll do custom size. So right now it is 8.5 in width by 11 inches in height. That is our standard paper size, but we are going to be flipping this. Now I think that you can just click landscape on this little button right here and it will switch it for you, or you can type it in, but now it's, switched. So you can either copy and resize it, or we can just resize the design. We're going to go ahead and resize the design. Boom. Okay, then we'll take our PNGs that we uploaded. They should be uploaded here, right? Here are 4 right here. So we'll just go ahead and we'll add these. And I'm going to size these by 4.3 by 7.6. So we'll look right here. So we'll do 4.3, and then we'll do, I messed that up. I guess it'll be 4.4 by 7.6 because I can't really get 4.3. So 4.4 by 7 by 6. So that's that one. Now what you can do to just keep the size is that you can just duplicate it and put it over to the side, just so you guys know, so you don't have to resize it like that. You can only do it one time. And then we will put this girl right here, and we are going to do 4.4. Okay. Now that's all lined up. We make sure to line it up with it. You'll have those cautionary lines. We're going to go ahead and add another page. Let's go ahead and add our 2 other ones. Now, since this one is, well, let's size it first, and then I will give you guys some more instructions. So 4.4. Okay, by 7 by 6. So there it is. Then we'll go ahead and we'll add our other one. Go to uploads. Now, the thing about this is when you're doing your white ones, you kind of need to have some type of, border, because it's kind of okay, well, where do I, where do I cut? So something that I'll do is I'll go back over to shapes, and I'll just kind of line this out to the corners. Now, I'm sure there's a better, more cost-effective way that doesn't amount to ink, but this is one way to do it. And then you would just go back. See, because that's not even lined up. Yeah, now it's lined up. So you could do it like this. Let me see if I can duplicate this page. Let's say we wanted to, there are lines that you can place. Let's do elements. You could do lines. And you could just do your line right here. You could duplicate it. You could do 90 degrees. Move it over so you know where to cut. Duplicate. You make sure that it's lined up. I know it's kind of hard to see. Duplicate. Whoop. And then you could really just kind of, I guess you could duplicate it again. And then you don't necessarily have to put 2 on here, but let's just say you do it wrong. And then let's go over and duplicate this one. duplicate another one. Okay, and then you could take this off, right? And now you have your board, like now you have your borders on where we will cut. So there's two ways that you can do it. You can either just print the whole page as a colored page and then put it white, which I mean is kind of a waste of ink, or you could just go ahead and place your borders however you need them, and then you just make sure to just cut right there. So there's two ways that we can do it. I am going to do it the border way just because it's going to save on ink, but this is another easier way to do it if you don't want to do this way. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete this one. Okay, so now we have our PNGs. And they're placed here. Now we're going to go to share. We are going to title this as our dashboard print. Something to remember, dashboard printables. Okay. We're going to do download. We are going to do our 2 pages. Then what we'll do is we'll come down and we are going to do PDF print. It's on RGB for digital use, but we're going to do best for professional printing. Now, you can keep it regular for the RBG if you don't have the Pro version, but I have the Pro version, so we're going to use the CMYK. We're going to go ahead and download that. Then we'll go ahead and we'll open up our PDF, and here it is. So I'm going to go ahead. So now at this point, you would set up your printer. Now you'd set up your printer, and then you would go ahead and print. And whatever settings that you would add that you do your printing on, this is where you would do it from. So I will be back, or we're just going to phase to the other section to where we've printed everything. I'm going to show you guys how I cut, how I end the corners, and then how to set up your binder.
Alright, so we are back. We have printed everything off. I just want to say this now that Matthew is updated on the dashboards of the download. I'm going to keep the wrong spelt ones because I'm not going to waste any paper, but just so everyone knows that you will not be getting misspelled dashboards. So what I will say is that I did start with pre-cutting this. However, I do highly suggest that you guys skip this step and just go straight into laminating the prints. So don't trim them the way that I am, but just put the whole paper in to the laminator and then cut afterwards. I'm going to show you this other process because maybe you don't want to do that. And I'm only saying that because something that I noticed is that when you don't have a book under the laminator to kind of hold it together, it slipped. So therefore, you know, I kind of cut it diagonally, like it wasn't as straight as I wanted it to be. And I mean, this is okay, like we're working on the prototypes, like I needed to go through and figure out how to do all of these things like before the launch, so then it's perfect for, you know, you guys when you guys are ready to purchase. But don't do that. Just get your printer, your prints, slap it into the laminator, and then cut. And just anyone that is wondering, I do have a shirt that says God is good all the time. I was able to, I think I got it for free off of Temu, you know, like with their like free stuff, you know. So just do those things. I am so excited that all of the products came. I still ordered the wrong saving cash envelopes, which is very frustrating to me, but I'm just gonna make it work because they're still cute, but they're not necessarily what I wanted. So anyone that is talking to distributors, I would highly suggest going through and really making sure that you know exactly what you're purchasing, because it's like what the miscommunication was is that there were 2 cloud shaped envelopes, and technically the one that I got, which is incorrect, is called the cloud. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be the cloud one, but I guess I wanted the scallop one or whatever it was. So I'll just have to make it work. Like they're still cute, but it's like I kind of had like a different vision, and that's been like very frustrating throughout this process, is like things haven't come that fast. I've, you know, changed the charms around, so, you know, kind of the first prototype that I did, like we're not doing that anymore because I definitely want like a different feel for the brand. So at this point, right, you would just put your full sheet in here uncut, so we would be at this point and you would just save so much more time, and then just cut once instead of trimming it all and then having to recut it. No bueno. Oh, and then I would also turn down the stroke volume of when we did our line frames of where to cut on white paper, and then like you would trim it as usual, which was, you know, like a lot easier. to do. But you know, throughout this process of just kind of getting all the products, and now we're finally at the point to where I'm like, okay, we're making the products, we're trying to figure out like how we're going to market. It was a lot. It was definitely a lot. And then you would take your rounder. I would say that like this rounder doesn't really, I had to push it a few times because like, you know, like the laminate is a little bit thick. And then I put my hole puncher. I did have a different hole puncher. It was a heart-shaped one, but that wasn't working. It just wasn't working. See, I had to go in a few times with this. So I'm happy that we're at the point to where like now we're doing prototypes. You guys will be able to see like some of like the sample products like that I have. Like I still am very excited. I urge everyone to get on the emailing list now. If you haven't already, become a wealth babe or a budget doll. Join the Soft Wolf Collective. I appreciate everyone for watching this video. Jesus Christ is Lord, and I will see you in the next video.
So I'ma enjoy this moment. It's the day that the Lord has made.